I actually hate when people bring up the argument when they say something crazy, right? Like if somebody were to call you guys a slur and you guys reacted negatively, like don't call me that or got in their face. I hate when people's reaction, well, it's free speech. Free speech doesn't mean you're not allowed to stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? Things like that. If somebody says something bad to you, that doesn't mean well, you can say whatever you want. To me, free speech means you can say whatever you want without fear of death or
Yeah.
fear of imprisonment. That doesn't mean that that person might not slap you for saying it. Like that, you know what I mean, right?
Colleen and
And
I,
so,
we just talked about this. I like
yeah,
Consequences. Consequences,
if
yeah.
Colleen walks down the street and decides to call whatever black person the N word, yeah, you're free to say that. You're also free to get punched in the face
yes,
afterwards.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
The
Like,
freedom of speech thing is about state and your right to life maintaining. And so I think that um people are losing that definition. And I'm afraid that on both sides, you're no longer going to have these people being able to freely express their thoughts. I mean, in the group chat I'm in, and I unfortunately this is the reaction to it. So many of them are calling for like, we're gonna kill them now, and like we're gonna this is civil war,
nope.
and it's just like, oh gosh.
No, no, no,
And
no.
but that's truly what happens when people open the door to this kind of things, and
Yeah, I want to go
it's
here because
unfortunate.
Colleen, I want you to. Colleen and I were talking about this before. Joseph Ramirez. So it's not free.
I'm not gonna be able to say it as good as I said it earlier,
So
but
it's not free speech.
I
And
mean, you can say it, yeah.
Colleen and I were trying to work this out in our heads earlier. I don't know if that's a pause moment, might be, but I no, it's free speech, but it there's consequences to things. So like it's
Jeremy, I'm not saying the word. That's not what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, fine, as an
no, she does
example, but
not
I do
have
not.
permission to say the word at all.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like even like the Second Amendment, you have the right to a gun. That doesn't mean you get one. There's still systems you have to do in place. That doesn't mean you're able to just kill and shoot it whenever. There's still laws about how you carry that gun, and if you break those laws, there's repercussions to it.
Yeah.
And I think that goes for every freedom we have. That doesn't mean there's consequences when you are using a freedom.
No, I want to dive into this because this is uncomfortable. Okay, so maybe I take that back. Maybe like, hey, so maybe it's the free speech part of it, right? Like all these people are now going and cheering that Charlie Kirk passed and that he was murdered, and so they're cheering for it online, and now they're all getting fired from
Mhm.
their jobs for it, right? Because people are noticing, and and we're gonna get into the TMZ shit because that shit was weird, but yeah, you have free speech to put whatever you have online, but if you're employed by someone and you go
Yeah.
against their ethics, then sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And I've always felt this way. I think it was a thing, and even if it's wrong, when people were getting, and unfortunately, people are going to get mad at me for my opinion here, but it goes both ways, right? If your employer wanted you to be vaccinated and you're not, sorry, that's their freedom on they want all their employees to be vaccinated.
it
I'm
sucks.
sorry.
I'm
And it
not saying
sucks and it's
like it does
wrong.
suck.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's
Yep.
wrong, and I wouldn't wanna work for a company that's gonna ask that of me. That's my right as well, right? But that's as a private business owner or whatever, that's
Yeah.
their right to make that, and it goes both ways. Heck, if a business wants to say, "I only wanna hire women," or "I only wanna hire liberal women," or "I only wanna hire gay women," or "I only wanna hire straight people," or people that have these beliefs, they can do that as long as they're not a government agency, because then it goes
Yeah.
against civil
Right,
rights,
right,
but
right. Yeah.
if they're a private business, and then you can choose not to shop there or not to give them business. All of these things to
Have
me are okay.
consequences. But it's free to do. You can
Yes.
do it because we're in this country and
And
you
they
can
might
do
lose
all of that.
business for doing that.
Right.
And that's part of the consequence,
Yep.
whatever. Or they might gain business. I only want to shop. You've seen people, oh, this is a black owned business. They might gain business, they might lose it. It's
Right.
their choice to make.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Buy black owned business, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then that's the hopefully you have the followings that will buy it. Dr. Umar, go buy black. And then you'll have people that'll be like, well,
did you see that he even made a statement
yeah,
about people? So Dr. Umar made a statement too and was like, of course I'm paraphrasing, but like pretty much like knock this shit off. Like violence is not the answer to anything.
he was like,
And
we
that
were
is
pissed when
something.
shit happened to us. So you can't like do this. I was surprised by that, babe. When you showed me that, I was surprised.
Yeah, violence is never the answer. It just isn't. Killing somebody is never the answer. And anytime that it has happened, anytime that we've heard about it, you know, because there's this comparison of like, you know, MLK and George Floyd, and I don't agree with any of it. I don't agree with any sort of violence and killing people just because they have.
Yeah, and they're gone. They only wanted to hire hot size 2s, and they're gone now. They're bye. Bye-bye.
So
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's free speech, but you gotta take the consequences that come with it. It's kind of like when you're a kid. You say whatever you want, but your mama might pop you for it. Like the fact that they're saying that he should have, for what he said, he should have expected that.
Yeah.
Is wild to me, dude. I say something and I should expect to be shot in the neck for it.
Yeah, I think this goes into what Colleen was saying about just the normalization of political violence. Like, I mean, I think we see so many times people being threatened with their life when they say anything or become a public figure of any sort. People are like non-political get death threats. And I think that it's become normalized where it's like, well, yeah, that's what you should expect. And to me, I remember when that happened going like, oh my gosh, we're like a third world country. Like this is what they talk.
When did we get here? When did we get here where people feel like it's okay or even have the desire to go into somebody's DMs and threaten death on them and threaten horrible things on their family? Like, when did we get here?